Hi everyone, it's Louise Pearson back with you again for another video in my series about when you're the one with a life-limiting illness. And I'm coming to you, as you know now, if you've been watching any of my videos, from a place where I'm a mental health social worker myself. I'm also a blind person and I have a life-limiting illness, which is pancreatic cancer. And I perceived that there wasn't enough information out there produced by those of us who have life-limiting illnesses. So this topic of journaling and using journaling as a strategy, which we're addressing today, is something very close to my own heart because I've been a journaler since the age of 14 and it's really helped me in so many different situations. I'm also seeing journaling videos everywhere this year. I know that sometimes YouTube and Facebook and other social media platforms will show you things that it perceives your interest in, but I've been having the Stoics who are trying to teach me how to journal. It's being shown to me as a mental health tool, which is something I believe in anyway, and so I figured that it needed its own video. So why journal? Well, there are no hard and fast rules about journaling, but one of the things that I really, well, that probably should be an and there. And another reason is that paper is ever patient. It listens. It doesn't usually run out, or if it does, you run out of paper in that notebook, or the computer runs out of batteries, you can do something about it. And the diagnosis or progression of life-limiting illness can feel very isolating. Sometimes we can feel invisible and like everyone else is just going on with their lives and we're not. So journaling is a therapeutic tool in so many situations that are well documented as a strategy to assist when someone is grieving, when they're anxious, imagining the worst case scenarios, all things that we do when we have life-limiting illnesses. So it can release tension and anxiety. It can help clear your mind. So it's especially good for before sleep, and I'll talk about that a bit more in a moment. It can help you to get your thoughts about particular things in order. And as I said before, it can help when we're feeling that sense of invisibility to those around us. So how do we get started? Well, contrary to what's being said in all of these videos that I keep watching, I believe there is no right way to journal. There's only your way to journal. So use a notebook and pen. And that's, very popular as an idea at the moment because it takes us away from our screens. And there is some belief that writing things down is very powerful. As a blind person, I write in Braille, so I can't handwrite anyway. And I'm here to tell you that whether you're writing with a notebook or into a tablet, onto your computer, onto your phone, any of these things will work. Using an iPad or an iPhone can be great. Apple has recently produced a journal app, which is on everyone's phone, and it is fairly simple. It doesn't allow you to share things from that particular app. And what it does do is allow you to record things. You can record your voice, you can write, you can put photos in there, whatever you like. So using an app can be an idea. Using a leather-bound book, anything that you feel really works for you. You can also go to an online space like journey.cloud or penzu.com and keep your journal online when no one can possibly get to it. You could also use a record memo. So, it's important that you try all different things and work out what works for you. And your journal can be as unique as are you. Try different ways of getting your words out. Write your daily story if that's what works for you. Should I tell you now or later that often my journal for every year is more than 200,000 words? I don't necessarily mean that that's what you need to do, but that works for me. It also can work to do different types of strategies in your journaling. Ask you questions of yourself that are troubling you. What am I desperate to still do? How long will I put up with treatment? What do I notice on my good days? And how can I make more of those? Just even writing something like that down on top of, the top of the page, and seeing what follows, what you write down, can be interesting, and can tell you some interesting things. You might try writing a letter to someone you're struggling to talk to, or to people you know you're going to leave behind. It might be writing out intentions for tomorrow. And so what I can say to you is that this is something I'm doing a lot of at the moment. In this book here, I'm writing in Braille. Something that made me happy from my day was, and my intention for tomorrow is. And it doesn't have to be anything amazing. It might be, to make a hairdressing appointment. It might be to show more generosity of spirit, to have fun, whatever it is. But it can be a good way of doing things. Recording what made you joyful is well established as a good thing to do to keep your mood positive. Something I've talked about in previous videos is doing a brain dump. And a brain dump is just that. You're ready to go to sleep at night, or you've woken up in the morning with things on your mind, just pulling up a piece of paper or your tablet, whatever it is that you write with, and writing things down. You don't need to structure your sentences, you don't need to worry about spelling, but you're just writing what's on your mind. And sometimes that too can be really interesting to see what sort of, where one thought leads to another and what comes out. If it works for you, you could draw pictures. You can do another thing that I've been doing recently, which is writing down in another notebook something that made me happy from my week. I might write a paragraph about it. I might write a sentence, but it's there and I can look back on it. Writing random words down, what it is that you're feeling, whether it's angry, fearful, upset, anxious, heart racing, anything you like. And it's yours. No, it's not for anyone to criticize. It's your experience. I think this one is an important one when we have life-limiting illness, that we make a decision about our journal's future. So do you want someone to have it after your death? Can you give it to them now, or does it need to be kept for them? If you're thinking about your child, for example, and they're young, you might give it to an auntie of that child and say, give it to her when she's 18, or, when she's more able to deal with it. It might be that, you need to find a trusted person that can help you do that. It might be that you want to press delete, and when you press delete is totally up to you. But I certainly like looking back through my journals. I will no doubt give them to my niece and nephew on a memory stick. They may never look at them, or they may read all sorts of things in them. It's up to them. But I think having that decision made and being sure of your wishes is important. I hope that I've inspired someone to think about journaling as a strategy. Please keep watching for more videos. Press like if you found it helpful, and subscribe to my channel, and I'll be back soon with more about strategies for coping when you are the one with a life-limiting illness.